Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and the cartoon gets ever more vivid, ever more exaggerated. You thought this was about public safety. You thought this was about what? Saving lives. You didn't think it was about wearing a piece of paper over your face in Zoom meetings, did you? But here we are, and I am going to predict what's going on with this Natural Resource Center, I believe it is, in Wisconsin, is going to begin to become the norm in many other places and may even seep into the online schooling of our children if the authoritarians get their way and instill enough fear that schools in large part do not open. So guys, before we get there, I want to remind everybody what you just heard is some crazy harmful content. The fact that I'm going to show you things in New York that are just going to exude the fall of New York. Yes, guys, I'm trying to get out. You know, I've seen some comments in there. For instance, somebody commented that they donated and you came back to New York. The plan was always to come back to New York to get my stuff and my family if I could. I mean, what did you think I was going to do? Just hit the road with my sister and my 2 kids and a U-Haul full of stuff and drive around in a U-Haul for 30, 40 days? No, I was going to go look at places, and now I'm going to go back, and I've got to find a way out of New York because it is over the top. New York City now is over the top. We did the stories yesterday about now some people with gyms and other businesses beginning to sue Andrew Capu. Why do I keep calling him Capu? Andrew Capo Cuomo. That's why. So guys, thumbs the video up, subscribe and share. We're demonetized here at YouTube. It's going on 4+ months now. Can you imagine your boss coming in and saying, oh, by the way, we're not going to pay you at all. And we're going to tell you about a review, but there's no real timeline when that review is going to come back. Until then, you just don't get to make money. That's YouTube. And we all know it, and I'm just lucky to be on this platform. So you share my information, $5, $10, $15. It means the world to me. Big donors, obviously I need you now more than ever. And all my documentary films are free. We did a watch along earlier in the week with Invisible Empire, A New World Order to Find. I'd encourage you to watch Shade the Motion Picture, Loose Change Final Cut, and Fabled Enemies. They are in the playlist section. And remember, join the Burmis Brigade if you're new. And we got t-shirts, folks, as well as the Rockfin. So aside from the t-shirts here, I am proud of this one before we get to the stories. Because it kind of takes the wind out of anybody's sails, no matter what gender they are, no matter what race they are. If they approach you and they want a nuanced perspective, right? It's not the all lives matter thing, which makes people upset. It's not the blue lives matter. It's directly pointing at the person in front of you and letting them know that, yeah, your life absolutely matters to me. What doesn't is your skin color. I base how I interact with people based on the content of their character, not the color of their skin. And I truly believe that, and I know a lot of you guys do too. So this t-shirt right here means a lot to me, and I think it's a good conversation starter if you want to have an honest conversation about what's going on in the world. All right. Here we go. Wisconsin government agency orders employees to wear masks on Zoom calls, even if they are at home. How about if you're anywhere on a Zoom call? How ridiculous does this have to get, right? I mean, think about this. You're at work, and number one, it's bad enough for all the essential workers. I have so many friends that work in that service industry that did not shut down, in that food industry, right? Or they're just coming back into the food and bar industry, and they're wearing masks 8 to 10 hours a day. This guy, no way I could have done it. I would have quit immediately. There's no way I could sit there with a muzzle over my face. I get angry after 5 minutes, guys. That's a promise. I mean, seriously angry after 5 minutes. Now, if I have a job at home and you're an authoritarian, okay, the Department of Natural Resources being that authoritarian system, I can order you on a conversation like we're having. I don't know where you are, but I know you're not in the room. Okay? You're probably not even on the street. Most of you aren't in my town, aren't in my state, some not even in my country, right? But I'm going to wear a mask. You know why? I'll tell you what. To set a slavery example. Well, oh, did I say slavery? Oh, they said set a safety example. I'm sorry. Freudian slip there. Can you imagine this? You don't have to. Because it's here. It's here. Okay? And again, the authoritarianism is getting worse. This is a mother who was removed from a flight after her 3-year-old autistic son would not wear a face mask on a, I believe it's a Southwestern flight. I don't want to get that wrong. Yeah, Southwest Airlines. Wow. Wow. First of all, your 3-year-old child, autistic or not, doesn't need to be wearing a mask. All right? If you look at not only the mortality rate, but the rate that the children actually become symptomatic from this, and remember, all these tests are now kind of up in the air, right? Even our dark overlord Bill Gates is saying most of them in the U.S. are complete garbage. Just letting you know that. You know, he can say whatever he wants. And by the way, there's something trending today with Bloomberg Business Week we'll probably go over. But people only pay attention to what they want to hear. So this woman was kicked off of her flight because her 3-year-old autistic son wouldn't wear a mask. No kidding. How about your 3-year-old regular son wouldn't wear a mask? How about if you don't see the writing on the wall with masks in Zoom meetings and on the streets August 13th, 2020 in 95 plus degree weather outside New York? Well, I don't know what to tell you. New York State is ranked the worst in the country for economic outlook. No kidding. No kidding. And by the way, again, New York City and Long Island, that's one thing. The rest of my gorgeous state of almost 10 million people, that's a whole nother. And that's another reason I'm leaving. People know. They know it is over here. It is over. The mass exodus is happening not only from New York City, but yes, we are at the worst economic outlook. New York, notice all the East Coast on the bottom, Vermont, New Jersey, that whole block, right? Then you got California. Where's Iowa on here? I'm wondering. They're almost halfway up the ladder. I see Illinois is down here, but like I said, I can do my job anywhere. I'm getting out of here. I mean, New York City has become a cesspit. And one of the more ironic things they've done while this is all there, you know, aside from all the garbage, they now have this homeless encampment. Okay, there's now a camp, but the thing is, a bunch of these homeless people have also been put up. A bunch of these criminals they've let out because of COVID-1984. Remember, they want to fine me for not wearing a face mask, right? It doesn't seem to pertain to, you know, the homeless camp people, of course. But, again, they've got police officers with the masks on. It's embarrassing. It's more than embarrassing. And de Blasio's just like, whatever, we'll do what we want, right? So they put them in hotels. They're spending millions and millions and millions of dollars on hotels to put sex offenders there, among all sorts of other things. But just think about sex offenders. They had people junkieing out on the streets. Okay, the cat calls already in New York are ridiculous. That's a real thing. And now it's even more over the top. There's trash all over the streets and now homeless encampments. But this isn't the fall of New York. You know why? Because Andrew Cuomo told me the facts aren't the facts. And these facts might just be a little too harmful for YouTube, huh? A little too harmful for YouTube. Just saying, guys. When the facts aren't the facts, you can pretty much say and get away with everything. And it hurts. It hurts. Not that New York City was stellar to me anyway, but we have the most slaves. Again, I walked down Main Street today. It's 90 degrees out, and people are wearing face masks. You saw what happened in the park the other day. An almost abandoned park, and somebody sees me 20 feet away, puts on a mask, and then walks in the street. I'm sitting on a park bench. I'm not even going to walk past the guy. That's how scared and in fear people are, and it's leaking out everywhere to the point where, again, Zoom meetings mandated by government agencies in Wisconsin are now a real thing. Thumbs the video up, subscribe, and share. We will be back many times today. I promise you that. And then at 7 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be on Graham Elwood's show. If you don't know about the political vigilante, you've probably seen him before on various shows. He's progressive. He's a left-leaning guy. He's been on Jimmy Dore many times and on tour with Jimmy. He's a really funny comedian. We may not agree with each other on everything, but I'll tell you what, guys. I'm going to get introduced to his audience where there is some overlap, but it's a whole new audience. So that's why conversation is important. So $5, $10, $15, it means the world to me. Again, I'm fully demonetized here. I appreciate all the support. Loose Change, Final Cut, Fabled Enemies, Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined, and Shade the Motion Picture are free in the documentary playlist section. If you're new to the channel, now's the time to subscribe. You can check me out over on Rockfin, as I've said before. And we got t-shirts, guys, and I'm really proud of this one. I'm going to put this in the live chat right here. I'm really proud of this one because I do believe that unless I'm in a room with sociopaths, the predator class, child molesters, or murderers, that shirt rings true every day of the week for me. Love you guys, and I will see you all on the flip side.